Hey guys, it's Vandy back at again with another Thera card reveal video for the Booster Set 1 Gathering of the Nations, and this time we have some pretty good cards to reveal. So this time we are touching upon Drafear, the nation focused on demon wizards and demons, and they originally were introduced in the Trial Song 03, which name I can't remember off the top of my head for some reason. I believe it's called Demons of the Dark Arts or something like that. And pretty much what that song focused on was using the keyword of black magic from Wizard of the Dark Arts Tiresias, and which basically allowed you to play spells from your banish zone, and you try to banish as many spells as possible so you can reuse them multiple times. Here in set 1, we upgraded their playstyle by adding more cards that could banish spells from the drop zone, adding cards that can thin out your song for more spells, and more importantly, as we're about to see with our first card here, search for Tiresias, currently the only black magic user, himself. So let's start it, shall we, by showing off our first card, Searcher of the Dark Arts. He is a demon wizard that's level 1 with a shield icon, 100 power and 1 damage, and by paying 1 and discarding 1 when this creature enters the field, you can search your song for a creature with black magic, add that creature to your hand, and shuffle your song. All around, that is a very powerful ability, because simply put, just by being placed and paying 1, you can swap out a card in your hand with literally your ace creature who allows you to do half of the things you do, since black magic triggers a lot of different additional card abilities. For example, Shadow Blades can destroy 2 creatures instead of just 1. A card we'll talk about later gets additional ability when played in black magic, and so many of the other spells that we also have in this set do as well. So being able to search your ace creature that can trigger all a chain of events is great, but also the fact that if you notice, it doesn't specify what the creature's name is. It doesn't say search your song for a Wizard of the Dark Arts Tiresias. It just says search your song for a creature with black magic, meaning later along the line, if we get more black magic users, Searcher of the Dark Arts is still a valuable creature there because it can still search those cards. And not to mention the fact it's not a once per turn, so if you want to set up in the early game and play multiple of these in a row, like just play 3 of them off the bat and search your song for 3 Tiresias so you're good to go, you can. All around, Searcher of the Dark Arts is a very good level 1, very simplistic, but his skill literally gets you your ace creature from just this set, but also again if there are future black magic users in the future as well, and it's just a good card all around. So it's obviously a 4 of in a demon wizard song, or at least in a song that focuses on black magic. And then of course we have a spell, because you can't play black magic without spamming spells 24/7, and that is Pain from the Shadows. And I can tell you from experience, this card is really good. So Pain from the Shadows kind of is like Dark Exchange from the Trial Song. In fact, it was kind of inspired from Dark Exchange's old effect, which if you don't remember what that was, it was essentially take a damage, draw 2 cards, and I think banish 2 cards. I don't remember exactly what the entire effect was, but Pain from the Shadows was based off of the half of the effect that I took off of that because it was too broken for a Trial Song card. And basically what it is you take 1 damage and you draw 2 cards. So it helps increase your hand while also giving you pay. The play I like to do with this is play it on my first turn, take 1 damage, draw 2 cards, then immediately afterwards play Unfair Deal, pay that 1 I just got, make the opponent discard 2 cards. So essentially you draw 2 cards or your opponent dishes 2 cards, and the only difference was you took a damage in the process. And then if this card was played during black magic exclusively, again, reasons why you want to use Search of the Dark Arts to get Tiresias, you can deal 1 damage to your opponent. All around, while 1 damage doesn't seem like a lot, it's pretty solid, you know, when you're trying to build up your combos. You can use Pain from the Shadows to get your hand cards up and deal small amounts of damage to your opponent, or towards the end of the game where they're just like barely holding on and they're at 9 damage, you can just throw out a Pain from the Shadows from your banish zone or hand. Again, it doesn't have to be played specifically from the banish zone, it just has to be played during black magic. You can do your opponent 1 damage and finish them off that way. The only downside is you can only use Pain from the Shadows once per turn, so you can't play it, then put it to drop zone, then banish it via something like Tiresias effect, and then play it again via black magic. You can only do it once per turn, but again, it is a very powerful spell to have because of the fact that it gets you resources and the fact that it can do extra damage to your opponent. So it's worth obviously having at least a 3 of, if not a 4 of, in a black magic focus song. And without further ado, that's it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. All around, with these 2 cards alone, you can kind of see how black magic is going to develop from set 1, where we get more cards that not just search for creatures, but also search for your spells and banish them more from drop zone, so we have a little bit more consistency. But also the amount of different spells we're going to have here, Pain from the Shadows is just the tip of the iceberg. We have multiple different ones here that can act as aggressive. You can build lockdown control, or just like focus on a good balance between the 2. And honestly, I cannot wait for you guys to see what comes up next. So I'm going to this one here. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, George12 Twitch, and go ahead and go check out the Thera channel because it really does help us out. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.